Hi guys, today we are going to go a little darker than we usually do in my channel. I am going to tell you about a story of an abusive boyfriend that I used to have when I was younger. This guy, I met him when I was really young. I was 13. I was going through my pubescent stage, and I was developing, and I was the ugly duckling. I've always been the ugly duckling. And I was like, when's gonna be my turn? You know? So I met this guy when I was younger. He was older. He was funny. He was charismatic. He was like the best thing ever, supposedly, as I thought in that time. He seemed to know exactly what to say. Perfect timing, very optimistic, very charismatic. He didn't notice me and began to pursue me. He was also messing around with other people. He would mess around with other girls that I knew, and he just played his game, and he wanted to feel like a man, I guess. And so he would mess around with them while he was also talking to me, and so he was playing his game, and I was just eating it up. He would tell me they were his cousins. He would tell me they were his friends, and that he has best friends that are girls, and he's always had best friends that were girls. So I was like, okay, I trust him. He knows what he's doing. That ended up wrong. I caught him, sorry, this is hard for me. I caught him confessing his love for someone else after he told me that he really valued me and that he really liked me. And for a 13-year-old, it really breaks your heart, because you think that this guy is really there for you, and in reality he's there for everyone else as well, and you're not as special as you thought you were. So soon I didn't want to be with him anymore, so I ignored him, and years passed and he was still playing his games with other girls. We came back into contact with each other after a while, and then we dated for a bit. Everything was good, but I noticed that I didn't have that same connection with him before. So I was praying to God. I was like, God, is this the guy for me? Is this the man for me? And don't settle for somebody. When you are in love triumphs everything. And because he was older than me, he knew how to manipulate me. He knew how to control me. He knew how to say exactly what would convince me to stay with him. When God told me it wasn't him, when he wasn't the person for me, I tried to break up with him multiple times. And he would obsess, and he would be so angry, and he would take me to a place where I didn't know where I was, and he would threaten to leave me there so that I can walk home, and if I didn't get back with him, that he wasn't going to drive me home. He just began to obsess. He came over to my house every single day, and I just was really scared of what could happen. If I didn't do what he wanted me to do with him, he would hit me, and he would act like it was just playing around, but I told him, hey, don't hit me, it hurts, I don't appreciate it when you hit me. And he would just laugh in my face with an evil smirk, and he would just whatever, and just dismiss me. And I just didn't like that, and I would tell him to stop hitting me. I would tell him, I don't feel like this is good for us. Let's just break up. This is not good. And mind you, we weren't boyfriend and girlfriend yet. We were just dating. This was the honeymoon stage. This was the dating stage, and I was fearing for my life. He managed to mentally abuse me so much that I thought I was his slave. He didn't let me get out of the relationship, so I felt like I was trapped. He told me how ugly I was and that I would never find anybody. He told me that I wasn't worthy, and he told me that I'm not worth anything because I didn't like to do certain things he wanted me to do with him. He began to control me so much, and he really beat me up mentally, where I wanted to get out of the relationship so bad, and I would tell people and they wouldn't believe me because he was known to be this very spontaneous and adventurous guy that everybody loved and everybody thought was so funny, and he wasn't. When I was younger, I just kind of didn't have a mind of my own. I didn't think that my actions could cause any harm. And so I felt useless. I felt like I wasn't worth anything because he had convinced me that I wasn't. He convinced me that I was ugly and that nobody would love me because of my looks. And I believed it. So my self-esteem got to an ultimate low, and I just had terrible, terrible depression and anxiety. And when someone manipulates your mind, you feel like a puppet. And that puppet, you feel like you can't escape. And when you can't escape, you feel lost, and then you feel in a pit and you go down. He managed to control me so much that he would say jump, and I would say how high. He would tell me to get him something, and I would be quick to go get it. And he would give me a stare, and I knew that he wanted something. And he would go, and I would know that I was like, oh, I did something wrong. Yeah. He would be rude and disrespectful in front of his friends, because that's what a man should do, right? No, a man shouldn't treat women like trash. A man should treat women with respect, because that's what makes him a man, realizing that women are fragile. I ended up hating him. I managed to find such hatred in my heart towards him that I felt like I had no other choice. I felt like I had no other hope, and I was being controlled, and there's nothing I can do. Fought back because I was tired and just done with people treating me and him treating me like trash. And so I just started fighting, and I would hit him back after he would hit me. And I told him I would yell at him in front of people, and that was a big mistake, because that's when he got even more angry, because I disrespected him. And when you disrespect someone who has their ego so big, they respond in violence. So it ended me getting hurt even more. So I just stopped fighting back, and I was just there to please him, just there to be with him. And then one day I was really praying to God. I was like, God, get me out of this. I don't want him. I don't want to be in this anymore. I want to be loved. I want to be treated with respect. And I would tell this guy, like, hey, I don't want to be with you anymore. We're done. Please stop coming over to my house. We are no more. And the way he would obsess over being with me is crazy. He said he has never fought for anybody in his life, that he's not, a lot of people have gone into his life and left, and that he is not going to let that happen with me. But I was done at that time. I was done with everything. I was just absolutely ready to fall and leave and just escape. So I was just praying a lot to God, and I was saying, hey, get him out of my life, please. I know you're up there, and I know you see what I'm going through. So really, please separate us, because this isn't good. Then out of the nowhere, I get a call from him, and he's very abusive over the phone, and he's very abusive over the phone, and he just wants to talk. And he comes over for the last time, and he tells me how much he loves me, and that because he loves me, he's gonna let me go. And I was like, wait a second, I already let you go. What are you talking about? And he got aggressive at that time, and he's like, no, I'm leaving you. And he got very, like, his ego came up to be really big, and he's like, this doesn't end until I say it ends. And he throws me onto the couch, and in the moment, I have a relief of, okay, he's gone. He's not gonna come back. And at the same time, I feared for my life as well, because I was his property. I felt like I was his property. I felt like I belonged to him. So he made me feel like I really deserved him, and I deserved to be mistreated, and I deserved to be this person that doesn't have value or doesn't have anything, that I didn't matter. So my mentality was like that for months and years, actually, because till this day I still struggle with trusting people, and I still struggle with showing people how much I love them. So much better than that monster that is attacking you. You are valuable. You are loved, with people surrounding you. You deserve to be protected. You deserve to be treated like the queen that you are. You are so valuable. You are so precious in the eyes of the Lord. I love you. I don't know who you are, what's your name, but I love you. And I want you to know that, but within you is the strength to keep moving forward and leave. Get up and leave. I know it can be difficult. But always remember, you are a survivor. You are not a victim. Alright? You are strong, and you're going to live on, living a life and telling your story and educating other people about it, for a reason and for a purpose. And you are beautiful, and you're strong. And now you can get up like the warrior that I know that you are. And you can smile, and you can open up your heart. I hope this message wasn't too dark for you guys. I want to be straight up with you guys. I want to be honest. I am not always the super happy Jenny that you guys see, that loves to eat and loves to make videos. I have a dark past, but because my past happened, I am able to look at my future and say that I have been through some stuff, and my God is great, and he set me free. Now I am increasing and getting a better self-esteem. I'm trying my best, and I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I love you guys. Don't forget to love each other and love yourselves. All right, I'll see you soon. Ciao.